Alright YouTube, so we are back again with another installment of what's happening on Pete Hines' Twitter. I feel like I gotta mention this in these kind of videos. It is kind of weird to constantly stalk Pete Hines' Twitter, whether I'm doing it or somebody else is doing it. It's kind of weird to be like, what's Pete Hines gonna give us today? But it seems to be the only place we're getting consistent information. For example, this weekend was PAX West. Today and tomorrow are the last days. There's nothing on like the showcases for Bethesda showing anything for Fallout 76, which is kind of weird. Not to mention they had 2 days at the beginning of the weekend for Bethesda gameplay days. It's literally called Bethesda gameplay days, and nothing for Fallout 76. And I don't want to take away from any other games Bethesda's putting out, whether they're producing or developing the games. Those games are important as well. But Fallout 76 is the next big game, the big major release. We are a month away from the beta, and we didn't get any gameplay for it for Bethesda gameplay days. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And at this rate, being that it's already Sunday, which is the second to last day for PAX West, and there's nothing saying that we're going to get anything for Fallout 76, it doesn't feel like we're going to, which is kind of weird because we've gotten information just about every major gaming event. We got information, obviously, E3, that was the big reveal. Then we also got quite a bit of information at QuakeCon, and then we got a little bit of information at Gamescom. And here we have PAX West, which is a pretty major event. There's a couple PAX. PAX West, PAX South, I think there's PAX East. I don't know exactly, but PAX West is a pretty major event. And there's nothing for this game, even though it's a month away from beta, 2 months away from release. And I'm going to upload this video, and something for Fallout 76 will come out today or tomorrow. We'll see. But anyways, let's get on to the video. Looking at some of Pete Hines' tweets. Pretty much the ones I haven't covered here recently. First up, we have this person asking, I have a question for Fallout 76. Can we move our progress from one console to another? Like, say I have a character on Xbox, and I wanted to play on PC. Will our progress carry over? Thanks. And Pete Hines says no. Now, I can kind of understand why that wouldn't happen, jumping from platform to platform, not having the exact same save progress, same character. But the thing is, this is a multiplayer-only game, so you're going to be connected to the internet at all times, and you have Bethesda.net accounts, and I'm assuming we're potentially going to have one. Maybe we don't have to have one for the game, but you probably have a Bethesda.net account anyway. You need that for Creation Club and mods and things. And once you load up Skyrim or Fallout 4 and go into the mods or Creation Club, it automatically signs into your Bethesda.net account, so why couldn't I do that for this game as well? They do it for Elder Scrolls Legends, why not Fallout 76? Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me because we've heard from Pete Hines himself that the game is like entirely on their end with their servers and stuff like that, which is why we can't have an offline mode. So I don't really get why we couldn't jump from like platform to platform as long as we're signed into our Bethesda.net account or our Fallout 76 account is linked to our Bethesda.net account. Like, that just kind of makes sense to me, but maybe I don't understand it enough. Here we have another question. This person says, in Fallout 76 character customization, will we get the option to play as a ghoul, super mutant, or synth, Gen 1 or 2, instead of everybody having to be a human? Pete replies with, no, they did not recruit any of those things to be in Vault 76. This other guy replies with, this should be obvious, and Pete replies to that guy and says, I tend to agree. Now, I want to show those last two replies because they don't know the level of knowledge this guy has for the Fallout games. Maybe this guy's just super casual and enjoys playing them. It makes sense. We all understand that there wouldn't be super mutants or ghouls in Vault 76. Those things wouldn't even really exist around that time. But the thing is, it's a multiplayer game. It's for fun. It doesn't have to be 100% lore friendly. I don't understand why we haven't been able to play as a super mutant or ghoul this entire time in the Fallout games. Like, why don't we have that option? Why do we always have to be a human? Plus, Pete Hines has replied to a tweet pretty recently as well, with talking about the possibility of there being costumes in the game, implying that there would be a super mutant costume, so that you could actually look and play around as a super mutant. So I don't know why he didn't even reply to the person with that at least, instead of being kind of condescending. This person asked Pete, I was wondering, as we know there's a certain gaming company that doesn't want to play ball with Crossplay, but is there any chance I could play with my friends on Xbox from PC? Thank you for your time. And Pete replies with, we have previously said we will not be doing crossplay on any platforms. Another person replies with, any particular reason behind completely cutting it off? Could it possibly be a feature we see in the future perhaps? And Pete replies to that with, there's lots of other stuff the team wanted to focus on. I don't know how possible it is to add later. So according to Pete Hines with that exchange of tweets, it doesn't look like there's going to be any crossplay at all for Fallout 76. I get why they're probably not going to do it because Sony doesn't want to play ball, but why not just do it between Xbox and PC and potentially, I don't know if it's come to the Switch or not, but if it does, with the Nintendo Switch as well. We've heard from other developers it is literally as simple as like flipping a switch, and you could be playing Xbox people with PS4 people. And maybe it's different from game to game, but if that's the case, I don't know why Pete Hines doesn't think it's really that possible to add later on if it's really that easy. But as of right now, it seems like crossplay isn't possible. This one has some pretty interesting info. This person asks, will there be friendly fire in Fallout 76? Don't know if that's been asked already. And also asks, and would there be a chance of us acting merchants will have a Brahmin to carry our sellable merchandise? If not now, but somewhere in the future, it would be cool. And Pete replies with, There's not friendly fire, at least right now there isn't. No, I don't think you can have your own Brahmin. The Brahmin thing's not really that important. I guess it'd be kind of cool if you're role-playing as a trader or a merchant or whatever, but I don't really care about that for me personally. Now, the friendly fire thing is kind of interesting because a lot of people seem to think that the pacifist flag was meant for you not shooting your own friends or something like that, which I never took it as that. I always took the pacifist flag as not shooting random players and initiating PvP and stuff like that. Most games, when you're in a group with other people, you can't damage them. Most games don't really have friendly fire. Some games do, obviously, they do exist, but generally speaking, most games, when you squad up with random players, you cannot shoot and kill each other or damage each other at all. So I never took the pacifist flag for that, but we got confirmation from Pete Hines that there is not friendly fire, at least right now. So if you're in a group together, you can just be blasting mini nukes left and right on the enemies and not to worry about killing any of your friends or anything. This person asked Pete, any chance of an open beta without pre-ordering, and Pete replies with no, zero chance. Some people seem to be upset and bothered by this, and I'm not exactly a fan of having to pre-order a game to play the beta either, but at the same time, this is kind of the norm. Pretty much everybody does this these days. If the game has a beta, you almost always have to pre-order to have access to that beta. That's the incentive to buy the game early, place your order early. A lot of people seem to be upset by the idea of pre-orders in general, which I don't understand. You've been able to pre-order games for a very long time now. I don't know why in recent years it's become this like taboo thing to do. The first game I ever pre-ordered myself was Fable 2. How long ago did that game come out? You've been able to pre-order games forever. Nobody was bitching back then. If you're satisfied with everything you see from the game, what's the harm in placing your order early, buying it now in case you don't have the money later on? I don't see what's so wrong about that. And most of the people complaining about having to pre-order Fallout 76 to play the beta are going to pick up the game anyways, so you're still giving them your $60, so what the hell is the difference? This one's kind of interesting as well. This person asked, I have a question for you and the guys at BGS. Are we ever going to be able to play Fallout 76 with you guys at the studio? Online, of course. Like an event to play with you and the others would be awesome. And Uncle Petey replies with, well, we will be in there playing for sure, but as far as specific events, not sure. We have some ideas, but with a few dozen people per map, it's hard to promise we could somehow play with everyone. So we already knew that there's going to be events for the game, daily, weekly, monthly events, potentially, and there seems like they've kind of come up with some ideas, potentially, where we could actually play with the Bethesda Game Studios employees. Now, that'd be kind of cool. Again, like Pete Hines said, I don't know how that'd be exactly possible. As of right now, each lobby, we still don't have confirmation on this. It's either 24 to 32 players. I don't know if they've decided on a number yet. But with such a small amount of players per map, per lobby, how exactly would you line up being able to play with BGS? I don't exactly know. But if you're telling me that I can snipe the head off of Pete Hines or Todd Howard, I'm down for that. This person asked Pete Hines, will cosmetic items have a rarity system to them or not, such as legendary skins and that? Thanks. Pete replies with, I don't think so. Rarity doesn't really apply since you're just buying them in the store. With Pete's answer here, it does and doesn't make sense. What he's saying is because you can buy it in the store, you can buy, cosmetic items in like the Bethesda store, whatever it's going to be, Christian Club, whatever. It doesn't really have a rarity. Even if it is like a legendary in the game, a rare, legendary, epic, legendary, whatever it's going to be called, technically it's not that rare since you can just buy it outright. But at the same time, if the item that you're buying in the store is, let's say, a rare legendary or epic legendary in the game, yes, it does have a rarity technically, so... Also, the guy didn't really actually specify whether or not it's the cosmetic items that we have to buy in the store. He just actually is more of a general question of will the cosmetic items in the game have a rarity system to them or not. And that's pretty much the ones I wanted to look at directly. There's a few other ones like that I thought were kind of funny, and I'm not here to bash members of the community, but there's like a guy who tweeted Pete Hines and was like, how many weapons are in the game? And Pete Hines just replies with a lot. It's just kind of funny because it's like, I doubt he even knows the exact number. Another person asked if the towns in the game are going to be big or small, which Pete Hines replies with a mix, which is just like any other game. Any other game, it's a mix. Like there's going to be big and small locations all over any open world game. And another person asked if there's going to be side quests in the game, which I thought was also kind of funny. And again, I'm not trying to bash these people because they're legitimately wanting answers to their questions, but like clearly the game is going to have side quests. There's going to be other quests to do besides whatever the main quest is going to be. It's just like some of these questions you should already really know the answer to, like let's be honest. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to look at today. Quite a bit of info in this video. To recap it really quickly, characters don't carry over from platform to platform, which again I don't think really makes a whole lot of sense. You can only be a human, can't be a ghoul or supermutant as of right now. There's no crossplay either. There's no friendly fire. There's not going to be an open beta. You can maybe play with the BGS group, the BGS studio at some point if they do these events or whatever they're talking about. And according to Pete Hines, cosmetic items aren't going to have a rarity, I guess, to them. I don't know. Some of these tweets that he answered were from a couple days ago, but I was addressing other things more specifically in videos, and I figured today, since we're not really getting any info from Bethesda Gameplay Days or even PAX West, that I just kind of grouped together all the information I haven't really talked about in any videos yet. So as usual, my dudes, let me know your thoughts below on pretty much everything in the video, I guess. I don't know, whatever you feel like talking about, whatever things we addressed in this video, let me know your thoughts. And as always, if you went on to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while, quit acting like